Hi, this is Danny Doyle, and I'm joined by Casual Jacob. And welcome back to TMGC 0% Growths.
Where'd all the growths go?
I took them all. I took the growths and I gave them to Stefan so that he could use the Armor Slayer better.
We also lost the horses.
We did lose the horses, and we activated the Kenneth Natasia support, which might come up.
You never know. There's no downside to getting it.
This is my least favorite map in the game. And it's, like, almost exclusively because of the first two turns. The boss is also kind of bullshit, but there's a save tile right next to her. But this, when I recommend TMGC, I always talk about this map because I feel like on Lunatic mode, a map like this being early can be a huge turnoff. So I'm always like, just be prepared. Chapter 3 is, like, really rough. There's a map that comes later that I know you have a bit of a hate boner for, a bit of an irrational hate boner for, and I have an irrational hate boner for this map. I'll go into it as we get into it, but the TLDR is basically, like, everything, especially in a zero growths context, is just, like, 1 or 2 points shy of what you want them to be, either in terms of enemy stats or unit stats. Like, these guys, for example, 3 AS as opposed to 2 means Blair needs to either roll up on speed or use Awaken to get it. Natasha is exactly 2 points of strength away from one rounding up the hand axe. So you either turn on Fiery Blood, which is actually hard to do without her just dying. Stefan needs 1 point of HP to handle these guys over here safely. Kenneth needs a point of speed in order to double. So there's a lot of, like, this early on, people need to just get a lucky level. And you can just end up in a situation where they haven't. Josef is the one that frustrates me the most because he is 1 point. These guys are 1 point of HP from getting 2 rounded by him, which would not only make the map a lot easier, but also give him a better first impression. But on the topic of first impressions, we should talk about the 2 units who joined on this map because, well, one of them certainly gives a first impression. And that is Sam. I alluded to this during our Stefan unit analysis, unit review, but most of the units in the early game actually have really good first impressions, regardless of how strong they are, like, going forward in a meta sense or whatever. They often join at a time where the role they have is demonstrated really well, and they have something strong that they can do on turn 1 or 2 that is like, it demonstrates, ooh, this is what this unit is supposed to do, right?
This is their niche. This is what they're good at.
We talked about it with Natasha and getting Fiery Blood turned on in order to kill the Lance Reaver guy. Kenneth being the bulky unit on, like, you have 3 people and only one of them can really take hits. Blair being able to use her personal tomes. Aaron having something to steal. Even, like, Stefan has a rough start, but he starts, like, he and Desmond both start far away from the main group, and because he has more mobility, he can reach them sooner, which sort of demonstrates that, like, yes, this unit is going to have a rocky start, but at least he's a Cavalier, so he can move really quickly. So I think that
at least he has 7 move.
And he gets an Armor Slayer right before you have some scary armors to fight, to be like, hey, Adept Armor Slayer. Sam, on the other hand, is a unit, like, she and Stefan are both projects, and they are a unit who, like, if you invest in them, she will be a competent unit in your army and enable some strategies that other units, and enable some unique strategies that no one else can do, right?
Yes.
However, like, these stats don't look terrible, but they are just shy of basically everything that you want from her. I think the most insulting part is that her best stat is skill, and the combat art she gets is sure shot, which does bolster her damage output, but also, like, she doesn't need to ensure she'll always hit. She's gonna always hit anyway.
So if I can chime in for a sec with Sure
sorry.
Strike, for me, it's not that it always hits that undermines her. Sam is fast. Sam is really fast and really accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So since combat arts can't double, she's trading her ability to double for 1.5 damage, which if you're fighting something like a bulky flyer, maybe you want a sure strike and get extra effective damage, and it can help you hit like an Oko threshold. But through my twice of training up Sam, she kind of doubles a lot of things very naturally.
Yeah.
Because what falls behind is her strength. You can't really see the growth. Oh, there we go. We can turn the growths on and see them anyways. But her strength is what falls behind, but she's pretty fast and very accurate.
12 base speed with a 75% growth rate. I think that for the most part, the only people she's not going to be doubling are like Myrmidons and Swordmasters and stuff. Like even Pegasus Knights, I see that she doubles often, if they're like weighed down by stuff. So yeah, Sure Shot just and with Pegasus Knights, like the effective damage means she often doesn't even need to use the Sure Shot for that.
Or if she's fast enough, she could just do the effective damage twice.
Yeah, that too. She can just like pew pew, and blow them up that way. She is like, so it feels bad. It feels kind of mean to be like, hey, 21 HP and 3 defense on this unit who's not supposed to be facing a counter. Because like if you look at her defense growth, right, she's not supposed to be an enemy phase unit, and her care kit leans into that as she levels up and gets her signature skill that we'll talk about just after I mention her first impression, because she is the only unit in your squad who at base cannot survive both ballistas on lunatic mode. These ballistas have 15 attack, right?
Yes.
Everyone else, including Blair, survives both ballistas. Squishy Mage Girl in 0 growths lives both of these, but the Archer does not. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, if you train Sam long term, and even like after the first couple of turns of this map, her defense doesn't matter. She shouldn't be getting countered, and she honestly shouldn't even be facing too many people on enemy phase. Like, it's fine that she can't stand up to a stiff breeze. However, the fact that she joins on a map where on turn 1, the most productive action she can do without risking herself to die is shove someone, it just gives a really sour taste in your mouth, and does, I think, lead to maybe overlooking this project, especially because I think Archer versus Cav, if you got like the 2 projects, the Archer is fighting an uphill battle. Now, in TMGC, that sort of assumption of Cav better than Archer is not true, in my opinion. I think that bows are pretty... Would you agree that bows are probably the best weapon type in this game?
Definitely. I would say bows are the best weapon type, and the longbow is one of the best weapons in the game.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Longbow's a D rank, right? Or is it C?
It's C.
Which brings us to her other problem.
It's gonna take her a sec to reach.
She gets a steel bow, I think either this map or the preps of next map, and she's not gonna have the rank for it.
Preps of next map, she gets a steel bow from a base combo.
Sam is actually a pretty good candidate for discipline. A lot of people are good candidates for discipline, but it feels bad on Sam because, like, the reason she's a good candidate is, holy shit, she's stuck on E rank for what feels like forever. Because she can't even really enemy phase in order to build rank. Like, she does have to
She's only building rank on player phase.
Which is, again, it compounds on itself to make it be like, okay, well, this unit, oh my god, why would I bother training her? Well, bows, first off, bows are a good argument for training her, because not only the longbow, but as you get into the higher ranks, the S rank bows are really good. There's an offhand weapon that bow users can use that is really powerful. And effective damage against flyers is really nice because there's a lot of very scary flyers. But with Sam in particular, I can't highlight it. She gets one of the... So I'm less high on ready aim than I think most people are, but it is still one of the strongest skills in the game. Basically, what it lets her do is she can take a turn off to bolster her range by +3. And that means that every other turn she can shoot someone from 5, or if you're using the longbow, 6 tiles away. Which enables some incredibly powerful strategies. There's some...
You can do some really funny setups with ready aim.
Especially once when you combine it with some of the other tools that bow users get. There is a tool that allows it so that if you attack with a bow, you just get a second action, like press turn. There is a very long-range brave bow that's not very accurate, but because Sam has a really high skill growth at 120%, like, she's probably going to be able to... The storm bow I'm talking about. She's probably going to be able to hit people with it.
She will have good accuracy with it.
So ready aim in and of itself is huge. Like, hey, there's this bolting guy who's protected by a fortification who's supposed to give us trouble. Sam can just shoot over the fortification, take him out. Hey, there's a really scary enemy there's a thief trying to run away and we need to catch him before he escapes. Well, Sam's the perfect person for the job. She's really good at that. However, my biggest problem with ready aim is you have to take a turn off in order to ready the aim. So if you want to use those exclusive strategies, like she enables stuff nobody else can do, you do have to do it like every other turn. Which does kind of suck. For a unit who is already only doing stuff on player phase, to then be like, okay, and you're only doing your most impactful stuff every other player phase, it just makes it so that it feels like her action economy is much, much worse than even your other player phase units. Have you gotten used to pass on her? I have a couple of times. Like, to set up some good ready aims during the end game.
There is one instance in the whole game where I used pass, and it was in chapter 24, 5. I don't remember the exact number, and I don't want to talk about why I did it because it's like important. It's like kind of spoilery, but there's one reason I can think of that I used pass on her, and otherwise I can't think of any other time where I really got a lot of use out of pass.
I don't know if... So, this might be what you're talking about. I used it to help... There's a late game boss that she needs to kill to get a PRF. And it can help her reach that boss.
Yes, that's what I did. You pass through the enemies, talk to the boss, get a PRF, and then you can explode the boss with it.
But the PRF in question, the Passacaglia, is a 1-2 range bow, which would be good on some of the other bow users, but Sam in particular, like, we highlighted her bulk not being great to start. It's not getting better. The fact that the Passacaglia is 1-2 range, I feel like is its flashiest but least useful trait. It's more just that it deals effective damage to a bunch of enemies. I think armors, horses, just armors and horses, right?
Yeah, because I remember someone making a joke, it's just like a rapier bow, effectively.
And it still deals flying effective damage, right? Like, it's still a bow?
I don't remember that. I do know that it does.
Looking at it in Builder, it looks like it does, yeah.
I think the only reason it's 1 range as well is because you have to be in 1 range to talk to the boss in question that you get it from. And I think it's just 1 range because you can act after talking, and I think it's just there so you can immediately hit the boss with it after you talk.
Oh, right. She doesn't have to get the kill. She just has to talk to the boss.
Yeah, she just has to talk. So I really think it's just there so you can attack the boss with it after you receive it.
That makes sense. Yeah, she's, like, don't get me wrong, I'm downplaying her because I think I am lower on her than the average person, but I still think she'll give you a good return on your investment, and, like,
yes.
If you're picking, in the early game you pick your projects, if you pick Sam will pay off. That being said, like, if you pick Kenneth, if you pick Stefan, if you pick whoever, they will also pay off, and while Sam's payoff is more unique than anyone else's, in my opinion, it's hard to say it's not as strong, because, like, it is, like, undeniably, there's things Sam can do, like, okay, if we invest in Stefan, we get someone who can delete people with Adept, but, like, you've got other combat arts that can replicate Adept. Nothing can replicate ready aim, except for, like, bolting, But at the same time, it's like every other turn. And like, yeah, you can use her for the regular, like, you can just use her like a regular archer and ignore ready aim. But at that point, there's other bow units.
I know she's a very popular choice for getting rid of the Chapter 15 boss, because that boss has 1-3 range. So she's a popular choice for...
He has close counter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In previous versions of the game, he did not, or not close counter, distant counter, whatever you want to call it.
I forgot that was changed later.
He always counters now. So like in previous versions of the game, because Sam could shoot without being countered, that's fine. But like now,
now she gets exploded.
Like better than physical, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think Sam. My problem with Sam is she has such a rough start. And I'm just not sold on the huge payoff as much as everyone else is. That being said, in Zero Growths, I think, ironically, despite having one of the worst starts, I think she'll hold up a lot longer than other people because she can use, like, the Shining Bow and Longbow and stuff, and just still be useful.
Shining Bow's 19 might in this game. It's the same stats as the Engage Shining Bow, right?
Yes. So even with her paltry 4 magic, like, Sam can just delete people with it. And granted, like, you know, they're not gonna be on the endgame squad, but I think there's a good possibility we bench other people before Sam in this playthrough, despite the fact that she's sort of notorious for having a rough start.
I think I've gotten lower on Sam in my subsequent playthroughs, but Sam is a very fan favorite for a lot of new players, especially. I find a lot of people really like Sam.
I think part of it is her character arc really encourages that 0 to hero. And like I say, nobody can replicate ready aim. So it is unique. Just unique is not always the strongest thing you can do.
It does fit in with the story because you do find out pretty soon that they lied about pretty much everything that they know about archery and doing stuff in combat. So that's kind of why Sam starts really pathetic with emos.
And so, then, as you get throughout the course of the game, both in her supports and like various conversations you get in the story, she gets more and more confident, which is really cool for them. Like, I get why people like them. They're cool as a character. Gameplay story shit.
Pretty cool.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. What
Oh no, you're good. That's just about everything I had to say.
Well, I'll let you start on Josef, because I know he's one of your favorites. We don't have him yet, but we get him this map, so... do we want to talk about him?
Yeah, you just scroll away from the best part. There's just one word that sums up everything about this unit you need to know.
Oh, Puissance.
Sure. I mean, Effie's a good unit, and Effie has Puissance, so that means Josef's good, right? So I'll get to that other word here in a sec. I don't usually like Armor Knights in Fire Emblem games. I can only think of maybe 3 or 4 Armor Knights I actually really enjoy using. I like this one, though. Josef is kind of really funny for a unit. He has big HP, big strength, even big skill. Like, that's a pretty high chance to hit stuff. Some of what I don't like about armors in mainline games is, I guess for some reason, they were afraid that if armors could hit stuff, they'd be too good, maybe? But having an Armor Knight who can actually hit stuff with good accuracy is pretty nice. He also has Daunt, which I think lowers enemy avoid just slightly. Avoid and critical. So
and it's
that's
4 tiles wide as well, which is like huge. He can be like a support unit in that way.
Yeah, he grants just AoE, effectively plus 10 hit almost. Not quite the same, but effectively. This guy melts to magic, though. 3 speed on a non-existent growth that we can't see yet, and 4 res off of a non-existent growth we can't see yet. This guy gets his clock cleaned by mages. There is almost no fixing this guy's res or his speed. There's one tool you can use to fix his speed, and it's really funny, but maybe I'll get to that in a sec. The big reason I love this unit so much, he gets Despoil. Despoil's such a dumb skill. It's the only proc-related skill that relies on a stat to go off, and it's a luck % chance to get a mini gem, which sells for 500 gold pieces. It is, and I think it's a 2 base on a 15 growth, I think?
Yes, it is 15% luck growth.
15 growth.
So, if you want to do the funny Puissant, or do the funny Despoil, he's gotta eat your icons, but at that point, you could just sell the icons.
You'd probably get more money selling the icons in the long run.
Yeah, it's a lot like, I know a lot of people cope on Anna in Engage and like give her the goddess icons. Josef is a lot like that in that you can sell the resource that gets the gems.
You'd probably get more money.
Not only would you get more money, but you'd get more immediate like it's immediate as opposed to over a slow period of time.
Right now.
I think it's funny, Josef tricks you into thinking he's a gimmick character when he's kind of just like the most Armor Knight to ever have Armor Knighted. I highlighted the move stat when you said you usually don't like Armor Knights, because I think this is part of what makes him feel less bad. He has infantry movement, armors with 5 move. Like, it's good, it makes it so that they feel good.
They just don't get move on promo, so generals still have 5 after promo.
Yeah, Engage did a similar thing, with like, it's different numbers, but the same idea. Which, honestly, since Josef is a unit who, in my experience, excels in the early game and sort of gets worse over time. Not unusable, nobody's unusable long term. But that works in his favor because instead of getting the move on promotion, he just sort of has it initially, and that's good for him. And I think that it lets him maintain the role of just reliable damage, reliable bulk during the early game, and then if you want to use him later, there's stuff you can do to make him work. You mentioned fixing his speed. I'm assuming you were talking about the lightweight skill?
Yeah, lightweight's a little bit of a gimmick you can do to not let him double, but keep him from getting doubled.
So the way lightweight works is it takes your excess con and adds half of that value to your speed. So if you're using like an 8-weight weapon, he would get plus 5 divided by 2, so plus 2 speed, right?
Yeah, that's basically how it works, yeah.
And it makes it so that, like you say, he can avoid getting doubled for longer, which is good, because, like, we can't see them right now, but his only good growths are these 3. Skill, strength, and defense. He's very min-maxed. But if you are going to be a min-maxed, if you're going to be, like, a min-maxed unit, those are 3 stats that work very well together, because he can just take on hordes of physical enemies, and, like,
he can sit there, do damage back, and not care that he's getting punched repeatedly by enemies.
I guess he has a 4th good growth in his HP, which, like, complements that as well.
Yeah, he just lives forever.
Even against, like, even in the late game, where part of why I don't like the tanky units scaling into the late game is enemies end up having such strong weapons that even capped defense you take a lot, especially if you're getting doubled. But even then, like, he can last against more enemies than other people at that point, so he still has that niche. And with his high strength and puissance, which adds, is it an additional 4 based on having higher strength than the enemy?
I think it's additional plus 4 damage if your strength is higher. It's plus like 3 or 4, but there's no like 5 higher or whatever. It's just if you have more strength.
So, it's a rich get richer skill, which means that he can deal reliable damage back to them as well, even if he's not going to tank as well as he could in the early game. Still reliable in that role, and that's before mentioning because, like, you know, he hits on defense. There are a couple of ways to get him to hit on resistance. The first of which is his personal weapon that comes a lot earlier than Sam's. Sam's comes near the end of the game, but Josef's comes, Chapter 11, right?
Yeah, 11 preps.
And it is a 1-2 range weapon that uses his strength, but hits the enemies on resistance, the Longius. And I think that's pretty cool, in that
it gives him an option.
Yeah, it gives him an option, and he doesn't have to use his abysmal magic stat to do it. Which is nice. Like, I don't know, 1-2 range is nice, and the fact that I think the Longius just has better stats than the Javelin overall, even before taking into account hitting on the resistance.
I remember it being a pretty reliable weapon.
And this isn't like GBA where res equals 0 or whatever, but it's still nice to hit on what is often the lower defensive stat.
It lets you pick which one you want to target. You can target their defense or res.
of course, there is another, more cursed way to target resistance. Through his support with Hilbert, he learns how to use light magic, which is kind of awesome. He gets, what is it, D rank at base, right?
Oh, it's actually been up. It's A rank at base.
Oh, I was going to say it's a bit of a meme, but it's no longer a meme. So the idea is that the S rank light tome gives you plus 10 luck when it's equipped?
Yes.
So, previously he would get D rank when he got it, based on the supports. Now that it's been up to A rank, it's no longer a meme. You just need to get him one weapon level, either through an arm scroll or through, like, using light often enough. And then you can, if you're going all in on the despoil path, use the plus 10 luck bonus to up your despoil chance. Best use of an S-rank weapon ever. The S-rank light tome is the first S-rank weapon you get. It comes significantly earlier than all of the others. So if you want to bolster your economy in the mid-game, there are better ways to do it, but there's also worse ways. Like, you could sell all your stat boosters, I guess.
You can spend over 1,000 gold pieces worth an S-rank weapon use, so you can have a chance to get 500 gold pieces worth of gems.
Okay, maybe there are not worse ways to do it. It is still a meme, but it's less of a meme, I guess.
Yeah. I think you mentioned, but his defense kind of starts to fall off once enemies start carrying these giant silvers and the weapon tier above silvers, gilded weapons that have massive mights. And if he's getting doubled while the enemy has 40 or 50 attack, 35 defense is only going to get you so far before he just kind of melts under the weapons. But big strength and big skill means that you can give him something like a brave lance, a brave bow, brave sword, and he can use his giant strength and really high accuracy to hit the opponent twice, plus puissance, plus S ranks. He's probably going to kill something if he hits him twice.
And in the early game, even if he's not killing stuff, he's walling better than anyone else in your army, assuming no mages.
Yeah. This is unmatched bulk right now.
We complimented Kenneth for his ability to take hits, and Joseph's just better at it. And I really, really like him short term. I don't like him long term, but again, there's ways to make him work. His short-term value is very, very good, though. And, like, if you do use him long-term, you get to make use of Daunt, which is always nice.
We like accuracy. So you've stalled long enough, now you finally have to play the turn one that we've been not looking forward to.
Well, I am gonna actually cut right here so that we can, have that more smooth thing right there. So we'll be right back. Okay, so there's a little bit of shopping I want to do before we get started. The first thing is we are buying a Iron Lance for Desmond.
Okay.
And we are going to buy a additional Flux Tome for Kenneth.
Let him do a little bit of light reading.
I believe, we have some stuff to sell.
We have some gems we can sell.
So let's, nobody has 3 slots. Okay, we'll just do this.
We will simply make 2 shopping trips.
Sell. Just because then our gold definitely looks better. I don't have anything else to buy other than those weapons.
I know you can buy hand axes, jabs, and nightfall in the armory, or the shop in this map.
Oh, I meant prep stuff.
Oh, prep stuff, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I think we are ready to get started. Yeah, we talked about the units. I got the preps. Oh, I need to actually do this, because it's...
You actually want to put the Iron Lance on Desmond?
Yes, I do actually want to put the Iron Lance on Desmond.
I don't think we're using the Brave Lance yet.
There we go, okay.
Hammer.
There we go. Look, complicated preps, but, because of how much I dislike the first 2 turns of this, I did a bunch of testing off screen. And I have...
Make fair works.
I have a very good, in my opinion, clear setup for this. So, we're gonna start by hammering this guy. This is a little bit of damage. A little bit of damage.
Effective weapons are so cool in this game. I find myself not using them very much in the late game because my inventories are too clogged up full of other really good weapons. But I like them early on for doing that little bit of extra damage you need.
So, we're going to Luna this guy.
The Stormtroopers actually have some res to them.
Yes. Specifically 7 res to them.
That is some decent res.
And now we exactly kill with Awaken. And like I said, Blair survives both ballistas. And on this tile, those are the only units that can reach her. Because the Armor Knight is 1 shy.
Ooh, nice.
The Cavaliers are shy, because the woods. What is the button to see all enemy ranges again?
The select button.
Okay, because I need to ensure that everyone else is out. So Sam needs to go here, because Sam will attract a ballista shot. Because they'll see that they 2-shot her, so even one of them will attack her. You need to stay out of these ranges. I believe that they'll prioritize Aaron over, or they'll prioritize Blair over Aaron, especially if Aaron isn't in range of multiple. And
let's go in range of 1. Funnily enough, I know we kind of tested it, or you tested around with this a little bit, and you couldn't make it consistent, but I'll usually leave Sam in range of 1 of the ballista, and the ballista will go, oh, I do all this damage, and she just pulls ballista turn 1.
So the problem with that is the only way to reliably turn on Resolve with Blair is her to get hit by both ballistas, because they're the weakest enemies on the map. There we go, he's dead, bada bing bada boom, and that builds Lance rank. But yeah, they're the weakest enemies on the map, and since they don't 2-shot her, but they do see a lot of damage on her, they'll knock her down to 3 HP, which is what we want. The thing that I couldn't make consistent was Fiery Blood on Natasha, because either she wouldn't be taking enough so nobody would go for her, or she would just take too much and die. And there was no real way to sort of split that difference. So now this brigand can go to this square. So that's Stefan's job, is to lure him while not luring these two, especially not the halberd guy.
Yeah. Because the brigands, just like in GBA, will prioritize going for attacking.
So Blair kills this guy, and this looks like I put her in a precarious situation, and that's because I did. I can't leave her. I can't leave her here. So Desmond is going to have to rescue her. In the meanwhile, ooh, wait, hold on, actually. Because this is set up a little bit differently. Yeah, oh, so previously I had Sam... So I hadn't killed that guy, because I still had the hammer equipped on Desmond. So Sam killed the Cav, which was good for her, because she wants to get levels. But now she can't.
Oh, well.
I mean, we have Natasha here, can hammer. And then... I'm actually wondering if... Okay, so he can set up the kill for Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah, so we... Sorry, Sam, you get left in the dust again. We do this.
Upsetting.
Real Sam hours. Sam does need to at least end turn in range to recruit Josef next turn, because she and Blair are the only ones who can do it, and Blair is going to be, how do we say this, otherwise occupied?
She's going to be stuck in Desmond's pocket.
And so I think what we do...
This is a case where Josef being able to hit KO the armors would be really nice.
Yeah, I think actually... Because... does Natasha die, actually?
Maybe?
So, looking at how I had things, maybe I can have Sam lure that ballista into attacking her instead.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
So we flux here. Yeah, so it turns out improving on my strategy without testing the improvement being killing that Cavalier, did actually kind of seemingly fuck things up a little bit. But that's okay. Aaron can get this kill. Aaron experience is nice because of the rallies. And then I can move Sam forward to be right behind Natasha. It's possible that the Armor Knights won't go for Natasha because they see that they get killed by her, but not Josef. And also the Ballista might go for Sam because of the whole bunch of damage. Or they go for... Wait. Kenneth's fine, because the Ballistas are weak as shit.
Yeah,
Kenneth is fine because the Ballistas are weak as shit.
They only have 15 attack, but there's 2 of them. And they reach quite a few tiles.
There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. So it's not only that they reach quite a few tiles, but they also get covered by a lot of units.
They overlap each other quite a bit,
that's actually a really good dodge, Stefan.
Pretty nice dodge. There we go.
See, if we hadn't already killed a Ballista, then that would have been, you know, a problem. So now... Natasha still didn't get attacked. Actually tragic. Well, at least
doesn't seem like it's going how it's supposed to. So,
I mean, it's not going how I would like it to, but it's also not terrible. You have 5 moves, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to leave someone here. That can be Stefan's job again. You go ahead and talk. Recruit Josef.
Oh, Josef has a javelin. How much does he do to the...
Not enough. I tested.
Yeah.
So the plan is Natasha hand axes, and then we can reposition and kill with either Aaron or Kenneth.
Sense. If you needed to save an action somewhere, Stefan could finish the armor in range of the brigand.
Let's see, because I think Stefan is going to take drop Blair, is I think going to be his action.
Yeah, that's probably a good use.
Because then he needs to end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he needs to end here or lower. So if he goes here,
You'd only have 1 tile left, so we'd have to go down only 1.
Yeah, he might have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think he's going to have to kill the armor. Ooh, no, he needs to use the armor slayer for that. That feels like such a waste.
Do you think you're going to use... you might use a armor slayer, actually, depending on how scary the enemies get.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can do this. And then Canto down. Then we reposition. Kill this guy with the Jav.
And then Kenneth kills the armor, then we start staffing people.
Kenneth kills the armor, and Aaron can start moving towards opening the door. Because we want to quickly open the door, because this is a map that can be surprisingly, like, more than you would expect, time pressure intensive.
So just at the top right has not the strictest timer, but I remember it catching me off guard a couple times.
Yeah, if you are not, you don't have to be like at a rapid fire pace, but if you're not at least like somewhat conscious of the amount of time you're taking to punch through things, it can just become like impossible to get on time, and it's a speed wing, so it's very good. Stefan with really the good dodges. Like Stefan is gamer hours right now. Stefan is gamer hours.
Yeah, he's actually
right
gonna go for it.
So then I think what we do is we're going to immediately lock touch.
Oh, and the whole thing that happens here is on turn 1, the boss has a conversation with the minions that says, "Oh boy, when they open that door, we're just gonna get them."
And that is when the Pegasus Knights spawn, right?
I think that's when the Pegs... I think there's like a mercenary and a soldier that appear on those bottom 4. Like the ones to the right and left of the Brigand.
Oh, the reinforcements show up? Yeah.
Yeah. It also prompts like the cabs in the top left to start moving.
But thankfully... Oh no.
It looks a little bit... Oh, we can use the talisman on Josef.
Oh, that'll solve things. That'll solve things.
That's the play.
16... Wait, I might have fucked up.
I was kind of wondering what the...
Well, so Aaron does have res, right?
She has res, but I think they have 20-something attack.
Jeez, yeah, you're right.
I know in casual playthroughs, I usually do, like, Pure Water and Atasia to wall them, but I don't even know if Holy Water's helping her here.
Yeah, no, not really.
Well, how much do both of them do again? Because I know the one on the top left has a Nightfall.
26, 20, yeah,
so they both effectively have 23 attack.
Wait, why do they have 20? Oh, right.
Well,
right.
you can split the difference between them to do the calcs easier.
Yeah.
That's what I do at least. Help do my calcs. Yikes. Actually, I think she would live with Pure Water.
Natasha?
Yeah, I think it's just barely, but...
with Pure Water, she gets...
7 res.
7 res, so 13...
Plus 19? So it's...
13 plus 9... That's 32, she dies.
That's exact. Oh my goodness. Does she have a support that gives defense? No, hit and avoid. Tragic. We don't have anything that grants defense or anything right now, or protection. Remind me, the doorway that opens only one tile, right?
Yes.
Could you potentially... Oh, they can both reach because of 1-2 range.
Yeah.
I was thinking you could repo Aaron out of the way to like block someone else, but that doesn't really solve the problem.
If only I could use the Brave Lance. Maybe I shouldn't have opened this door. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I shouldn't have opened this door.
Maybe you were a little too hasty with the door opening. How much does Aaron take if he has Iron Equip?
So, 20, she takes 10 down to 11. 26, she takes 16, that's dead. If she was at full HP, she would live too. If only I had a staffer that wasn't her.
If you get desperate, you can always try placing someone behind her and hope that one goes, like, put a juicier target behind her so that hopefully one goes for the one behind her and then the second one attacks Aaron, but that's banking on AI movement order.
Well, let's grab the save point and see if that works with Natoja and the hand axe. Does she kill with the hand axe? She doesn't, right?
She doesn't.
Yeah, so she can attract one with the hand axe.
You can also do Blair and Charisma.
Yeah, Charisma, Blair.
Oh, what bonuses does Aaron get from her two partners right now? Because she has the Desmond support, right?
Yeah, so she gets... No, she gets Desmond next map. Desmond next map. Let's put Desmond here, have him vulnerary up.
So we ready.
Stefan, kill. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I forgot just how scary these shamans are.
These two dark mages are pretty terrifying.
Grab the vulnerary, and you also heal up.
Pass the vulnerary down.
Take one down, pass it around. 99 vulneraries on the wall. We'll give the extra void off of Kenneth. And as Sam is wont to do on this map, she just ends turn.
This is the one map where you'd want... oh, she also has the bolt sword, so it's extra damage.
Yeah, I thought that might discourage them from attacking her. I'm telling you, we were talking about this off screen. I'm pretty sure the AI is smart enough to know when it teams up for a kill. Really we could just hope for a dodge. Like, this is actually bad hit rates.
Yeah, if they weren't getting the 10 extra hit from Lightning Sword, that could be kind of useful.
Yeah, so what if we have Natoja give the Iron Sword? Because it's not like that's dealing much damage anyway. Blair Charisma and support points.
Blairisma.
I finally found a use for Sam, actually. I finally found a use for Sam. Are you ready for it? I figured out how Sam's gonna help save our lives.
Who are we shoving?
We're shoving the RNs.
Oh. Kenneth takes a sip.
Kenneth takes a sippy, and then Joseph steals the vulnerary from Desmond and takes a sippy.
Vulnerary. I think we will simply get a miss this time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that if we get a miss, I think we have to, like, literally legally, I think we have to thank Sam for that.
Like, it's a 66 and about to be a sub 50. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
And now the other one's gonna get countered.
Oh, just decides to go for Natasha instead.
Yeah, because she doesn't see a kill anymore. So she's maximizing damage.
Might as well go for the big damage.
Okay,
nice.
So now Sam can kill one.
Ooh, Sword Reaver.
Sam can kill one from the square underneath Aaron.
Hello, enemies.
Goodbye, enemies. The enemy! She doesn't, though. 20 to 21.
It's so close. Hey, she has fiery blood now. Say we could use Desmond.
It's the Lance Reaver, right? He's always going to be at weapon triangle against someone. I think we Iron Lance trade him when we heal him. Trade into the axe.
Side, has the thief in the bottom left showed up yet?
Not yet, no.
So I think we're still on fairly decent time.
So now the question is the hand axe guy 18? No, does not one-shot. So what we do is trade the steel axe, heal.
Whoop. I think Natasha took enough damage that you could vulnerary without getting out of fiery blood, right?
I believe so. So, if we put Josef here, normally I have Josef block the one-tile choke point to fight these guys, but as it stands, we kind of can't do that because the cabs exist. So we can have Josef go down here to fight them. And as long as everyone's out of the soldier's range, which they can... Yeah, so she goes up to 28.
Yeah, so we can actually give her HP without sacking the utility.
We do that.
Wow.
And...
Take Kenneth out of the way now.
Do this. And do that. Okay.
Easy.
We could... So, if... I could have swapped Natasha and Blair's positions to get more charisma. Potentially.
I think it's fine.
Probably. It just feels like a little bit of a, like... I hate when I do things ever so slightly suboptimally, I guess is what I'm saying.
I could have done this so much better.
I know, it just feels bad. It's like with that vulnerary I missed in Chapter 1. So yeah, you're going for it first.
Bonk.
And now he won't suffer from success. And the axe guy's gonna go for... Oh, goes for him instead of Sam. I kind of thought... Oh, that axe animation dodge is so good. That axe animation dodge is so good.
Okay, there he is.
Now the thief has shown up, and also these two.
Which Josef will be fine against them.
So I think we bolt sword you.
Yeah, I think we just need to throw all of our resources at these guys until they stop living. Do we want to do Desmond against these guys, or do we want to Steel X or Silverlance a Bocav?
We do not have the Zanbato yet.
Not yet. We get that next map. Oh, how does she do against the Lance Reaver guy? Does she Oko the Lance Reaver?
Ooh! Yeah, probably. Yes.
Yeah!
Okay, so you're dead. I'm realizing I should not have healed Blair because she doesn't have Resolve anymore.
Oh, yeah. I think Silverlance?
Yeah, Silverlance this guy. Bada bing,
bada
boom.
The thief showing up down there isn't all bad because I usually let him show up anyways.
Yeah, you kill him over the wall, right?
Yeah, just throw a javelin or kill him over the wall. Just let him get your treasure for you. We can put her back in Resolve range.
14 knocks her down, and then Sam can kill, right? Yeah. Okay. So we do this.
We resolve.
Nice. Okay. I was really afraid she would dodge by accident.
Blair, stop dodging.
And then we do this with Sam. Pew!
Pew! Look at that bow rank she's getting.
Pew! I do really like her color palette. It's very cute.
Yes, I love the shade of blue that's used.
And then...
Trade hand axe on that?
Yeah, that's what Stefan's job is. And...
Josef finish.
Josef finish while in range of one of the calves.
And then he goes jump on the fort if he needs to.
Yeah. And then... Kenneth just, like, move up and get ready. So yeah, actually healing Blair ended up being optimal because then we got to do that.
We had to chip the guy and kill him. Something kind of unrelated to the run specifically, which is something I want to gush about that I personally like about this hack in particular, is some viewers may have noticed that we've gotten a couple of stat boosters by now. We've gotten a goddess icon in Chapter 1, or in Prologue, we got the skill book in Chapter 1, we're getting a talisman on Josef, we get an angel robe off of the boss here. You get a lot of stat boosters early on, and I really like that. I like that it kind of makes... Yikes. How does a Sure Strike do?
We can't reach with Sure Strike.
Reach. That's tragic.
Okay, well, let's start by going for this, and then if we need to, we can... Never mind! Easy. I was gonna say, if we need to, we can open the door.
But I like that it gives you a lot of stat boosters early on. I believe the idea is you get one of each stat booster by the end of Chapter 5, I think?
So you can give an Omni boost to Desmond.
Yeah, you can give everything to Desmond. But it means you can kind of pick and choose some units here and there, and give some early boosters to, and kind of get them trained up. Also, we gotta make sure we get the gem off of the Wyvern.
24... See, I want... Okay. 10 defense... 11 AS... 7... So he doubles...
It is
kills.
A sword
I don't want him to kill.
Yeah. Wyverns are actually kind of slow overall in this game. Something you'll notice on like a lot of enemy Wyverns, some of the player ones, is that Wyverns are not super fast, which I appreciate as a change.
Problem is now, I want the bow guy dead, but I would also like to enemy phase one of the Wyverns. 21 attack, can Aaron... Aaron lives one Wyvern. And you don't have 2 range, you don't have 2 range. Yeah, so Aaron can bolt sword one Wyvern on enemy phase.
Okay.
After healing Desmond.
More Lance rank.
And everyone else can then move up and get ready to do
start
our counteroffensive.
On the right side, Sam is pretty good at getting rid of some of these flying enemies.
She absolutely is. She absolutely is. Okay. 9 AS does not allow her to double anything she wouldn't anyway. It might make sense to vulnerate with Blair, even though it gets her out of resolve range.
Potentially. If it's not letting her double, I don't think the skill boost is super needed. But the resolve will give her an avoid boost, so she'll dodge easily.
Well, so she gets doubled at 6 AS by both pegs, but she doesn't get doubled by the Steel Lance guy, who would not one-shot her. So yeah, I think we vulnerary.
I think it's worth going back up. Oh, do you want to take the Steel Sword off of Aaron and give it to Stefan?
Yeah.
I like giving the Steel Sword to Stefan so he can add up with it. It eats up a lot of uses of it, but... Josef still has a ball on him, right?
Yeah, but what he can also do is kill this guy. Because then he only takes 8 from this one.
Makes sense. Oh, do you want to attack from the right so he's not letting the cap take the fort?
I think I care more about being up here, because the next wave includes someone who deals effective damage to him, and he needs to, like, get out. Like, Josef does good against the first wave, okay against the second wave, and real bad against the third wave.
I must not remember these subsequent waves. I remember this one.
Well, so here he's getting doubled. Also, I don't think he has a vuln on him. Maybe there's not a third wave. Maybe I'm gaslighting myself. But I think there's a third wave that he's, like, pretty bad against.
I know he took the vuln off of Desmond, and I don't think he ever traded it off of him. So he should still have vulnerary.
If so, I'm gonna march him full move up and then vulnerary. If not, I'm gonna have to kill on player phase.
Okay, this looks very doable.
Okay, I'm gonna do this so that he can just get closer to people.
Yeah. 20 HP vulneraries are so good.
Okay, first we do this.
Yeah, move the furthest behind unit. What can Natasha reach? Nothing really.
25 versus... She doesn't double, does she? AS of 8? Yeah, AS of 8. She doesn't double, but she could combine with a kill for someone.
Yeah, that way if we wanted to, we could use like Sam to potentially kill the one with the gem after we steal it.
Yeah, so we steal this.
Yoink.
So Natosha
try to get every action out of this.
Does this.
Can.
Sam kills this one.
You. It's getting so much boring. What's upsetting
I
as we
am
mentioned?
really nervous right now, though.
I think Desmond can Oko one of the peg.
No, he can't.
What's Steel Axe? Oh, can you not with Steel Axe? Oh my god, it's 1 damage.
Do this.
Because Kenneth plus Desmond kills, and then can 1 peg do anything to...
I mean, Aaron plus Sam are both there.
Do the pegs have identical stats?
And also the pegs killed Blair. Oh wait, no, this one doubles, this one does not.
Oh, you can probably kill the right one with Silverlands.
Yeah, but the left one is the left one rounds Blair.
Yeah, but could Kenneth and Stefan combine on the left one?
$18. Yeah, actually. The accuracy's not great, but yes.
It could work, and that's what matters. Which is better, banking on 1 steel sword or going for the Adept Iron?
Let's see if Adept Iron even kills.
That is also a good point.
Adept Iron does kill. And that looks more reliable. Hitting 295s and 2RN is better than 180, right?
Yeah, because 95 and 2RN's like 99 point something.
The fact that Adept, I understand that it's like a limitation of skill system, but it does make me sad that I couldn't do the ultimate of like Adept of the Steel Sword, you have to hit one of the 280s, which I think is probably better.
That would have been the best outcome, but... Yeah, the Neo Crest with silver. Nice! Look at that!
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. If I didn't have you here, I'm not sure. Like, you definitely coached me through that.
No worries.
Wait! Do the armors move?
No, the armors don't move up top. I'm
Holy
very certain those
shit, that scared the shit out of me!
The 2 armor knights on the bridge.
It scrolled up to show the armors, and I was like, fuck!
And I think as long as we're just really diligent with going quickly, I think we still have time to catch the thief.
Yeah. Okay, so Natosha can kill the lance one.
Bong.
And then Stefan can kill the axe one. Oh, he's shaking. He's setting up a kill for someone. Coping. He's setting up a Blair kill. He's setting up a Blair kill, obviously.
Outside of the first 2 turns, I actually really like this map. Overall, I like dealing with the cabs through the door. I like dealing with all the flyers. I think this is a really fun map outside of just the ballista hell of the first 2 turns.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the first 2 turns like really cast a damper on it, and then the rest of it is like actually, in my opinion, pretty engaging challenges. But
like,
those first 2 turns like really hang hard in your head, and then like there's a reason that there's a save point next to that boss. We'll get to her.
Yeah. It's a very interesting boss, to say the least.
Previously she was even tougher.
This boss is really funny if you try to play the game with, like, affected enemy growth.
Can you get her to the point where you just, like, soft lock?
I think that's a little difficult to do because I have a way of dealing with this boss that almost kind of trivializes her.
Is it 2-range stuff?
It's Axe Reaver Desmond.
That is pretty good. That sounds like a pretty good option.
Because the Axe Reaver will double the weapon triangle, and then Triangle Adept will double the triangle again. So he's getting +4 damage off of it. So that's how I just like feeding boss EXP to Desmond, because cool skills. Lance-Fair.
Yeah, I want to get Lance-Fair as quickly as possible. I mentioned this before, but I did a playthrough where I, like, hyper-Desmonded, without giving him Discipline, and he got Lance-Fair by, like, pirate ship, I want to say? Which is pretty good.
I trained into him, and I think I got it in chapter 12.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also feeding some other units in the meanwhile. My kind of rule of thumb was, since Desmond's getting almost the same chip and kill EXP on unpromoted guys, Desmond chips the unpromotes and kills the bosses.
Yeah.
And I found that that'll get you, and if you haven't killed the promoted generics in some of the pirate ship maps, that gets you right at like level 7 by the time you beat chapter 12.
I do like how so many sword units will have a regular sword and then a Lance Reaver just to be like, hey, Desmond, you're always going to be at weapon triangle disadvantage.
But hey, it gives Natasia an opportunity to be at triangle advantage.
Well, no, because, like, they will initiate with the regular sword.
Yeah. Also, I think the Merm moves, but the soldiers don't.
Yeah, the Merc moves, the Merm moves. So 19, 22. So this guy's got the hammer, so we can't Josef bait, but, like, we wouldn't be Josef baiting anyway.
Josef's a little behind.
He's a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh, I guess while you count this, so this hack actually did a pretty good job at making mercenaries and myrmidons pretty different from each other.
Yeah.
Something I always found weird about games like GBA was you had mercenary, which is supposed to be the fast, somewhat bulky, pretty decent strength sword fighter, and then myrmidon is, what if I was just even faster? That's such a nice Oko. Something I like here is mercenaries still have their kind of similar build as the GBA games, where they got decent strength, really good speed, pretty good bulk on them, but myrmidons have really high resistance and pretty good magic. Back it up. So, and you do get a fair amount of magical swords throughout the game that they can actually use to scale off of that magic.
Not only that, but the magic swords, like we talked about with Aaron, are quite strong.
Yeah, the magical swords are pretty good. So it means that myrmidons aren't just, I'm a mercenary but slightly squishier and faster. It's like, this is a magical swordsman, effectively. And I think that's neat.
I just think it's neat.
Oh.
You just have a regular sword, right? Yeah. Okay, so what we can do is this. Stefan can probably survive a single round with the Merm. I didn't check, but, like...
Because he's definitely getting doubled. Does he live around with the Merm? I mean...
6 defense. So 12 times 2, yeah, he does. He lives at 2. He lives at 2.
You can even rally luck so he has a chance to dodge.
I've been playing so much Fates that I'm like, wait, what is the downside to steel swords? What do they make you lose? Is it like katanas where you lose defense?
What's the catch?
I think actually what we do is we heal up Desmond.
That's probably a better idea.
And then move you forward! Move you forward!
March on, Armor Knight!
Move you forward! Yeah, you're right, there's no extra wave that has the 1% crit. Oh, I should have rallied luck.
Okay.
Never punished, I should have rallied luck, holy shit though!
Yeah, Myrmidon actually has enough skill to get around the crit cut. Get away. Oh wait, Awaken's really accurate, but you might want it later?
I mean, I've got 21 uses of Awaken left. I think we can afford to, use the accuracy.
Besides, we can just buy the second Awaken in Chapter 12.
I have bought that second Awaken twice, and broken Awaken 0 times, and that's with a Blair who has growths. Granted, a Blair who has growths doesn't need to take advantage of Resolve as often as one who does not.
I have bought the second Awaken tome twice, and on my third playthrough I said, "You're not getting me this time."
It is a scam! It feels like it's not a scam, but it is a scam. I'm like, yeah, like Blair's best unit in the game. Of course I want a second option of her personal weapon. But, like, no, her personal weapon is not a part of why she's good.
She's just good. Me eyeballing that second Thani and Epi-10 thinking, I'm definitely going to use it this run.
The existence of the second Thani is to make you feel safe using the first Thani. So, the thing about this thief that's, like, kinda sucks, is that to attack this thief, you have to be in range of the boss.
And she's kind of scary.
Except we can do this.
On the bright side,
and outsmart. We can outsmart the thief.
You'll never see it coming.
Never see it coming. Da, da. Ba, da, 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 da. So we move the thief over here, or we move Desmond over here. He's gonna get boxed in now. Let's do this, just like.
I like this idea.
In case of misclicks. Cause of that? Like, if I misclick and attack the boss?
Should we show the boss's stat line?
Yeah, let's show off the boss's stat line. Helga has a fucking generic portrait. And far from generic stats. Yeah!
These are some stats, alright. Also, look how tight we were getting here to the thief. We were just right on time.
I know. I feel like pretty pro gamer right now.
It feels pretty awesome.
I've been like a little bit behind on the thief before in like growths playthroughs.
What a nice speed wing. But no, we don't get the chest key drop anymore. What are we going to do without 150 gold pieces? You know that's a bad idea.
I did just save point, though.
What's the worst that could happen? Whee! Hey, that's 10 EXP on her that we're trying to build rallies.
Yeah, obviously, that's the upside there. So then what we do...
Oh, and that once again shows that if a thief has multiple items, as long as you don't steal the droppable, then the drop will still drop.
We do this. Then...
See, now I'm really curious who's shoving Stefan out of the way now.
What do you mean?
Or does he just live?
What do you mean, does he just... No, he's at fucking 2 HP! Of course he doesn't just live! So then the plan is we have to take drop, and then shove, and then rescue. Stefan has 8 con.
It is pretty cool that Sam gets to be a Leonardo because she's an early archer that starts with the Draco Shield in her inventory.
What's Aaron's con? 7. So who can pick her up? You can... Okay.
I think everyone but Blair and Sam can pick her up.
You move over. Take... Drop.
Oh. Very nice.
And I laughed like a maniac. All of that for 2 uses of a chess key.
Hey, I'm the maniac here. You haven't played maniac mode on your channel yet.
I've played maniac mode off channel enough times for a lifetime. There we go.
There we go. That was impressive.
Thank you, thank you. Alright, so now... Yeah, we do this.
Blair.
I knew there was a way to solve the puzzle. I love doing that shit, though. Okay, so you said you do what? Axe Reaver?
Axe Reaver Desmond is how I usually get rid of her.
Oh, Axe Reaver Desmond.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Desmond. I thought it's for some reason I always get Desmond and Joseph confused. Yeah, Axe Reaver Desmond makes sense.
No, yeah, Axe Reaver Joseph's gonna melt versus Helga still. He is not tanking that.
Bada booey! Set you on fire! Is the Axe Reaver... yeah, it's here. Okay, so we give...
Also, this game lets you view your convoy even if you're at full, like, inventory.
It's so peak.
Which is so good. So it's like, how does Desmond do? I think he usually has a level or 2 for me, but... He should still be fine.
At this point, he has a level or 2 for you?
Or maybe, like, a level, potentially, because I feed him the Chapter 1 boss. Or the Chapter 2 boss.
You think you're tough? Well, I've never lost a battle before. That's not gonna change anytime soon. I do think Desmond's tough.
Preferred way to get rid of her.
Yeah, I also haven't thought of that, but it turns out it's good.
It almost feels like it's placed there on purpose.
It's almost as if the design behind this game is like really good and intricate. We do still have to get this village, and wait, how do we get this treasure chest, Jacob?
How do we reach... Oh, you get the treasure chest by spending an Animus Seal on Sam, so she becomes a Pegasus Knight, and then we go get the thing. So the real question, is it Desmond EXP or Blair EXP? Oh, look at that!
It's Blair EXP.
Whee!
And there we go! My first loss.
General Lazarus?
Who's that?
I wonder if he'll be important. Nice!
God damn, level 10 Blair at this point is, it's certainly something. Alright.
All these stat boosters.
So, we do still have to get the house. I'm gonna heal everyone on the forts. We'll see you on the other side. Real quick before we end the chapter, just so that I can have this on the unit compilation I will eventually make from this playthrough. These are what Joseph's growth rates do look like. Like we said, very min-maxed on strength, defense, HP, and to a lesser degree, skill. I honestly thought he had a higher skill growth than that. 55 is alright though. Like, accuracy is pretty high in this game already.
Yeah, he can usually make it work.
And then, like, his magic, speed, resistance, and luck are not great. It does kind of suck to have low luck, not just because of Despoil, but he wants to tank. He's going to be facing a lot of enemies. If he's facing a lot of enemies, having low luck and facing crit rate can sort of get in the way of that, which feeds into my, like, long term, once we get to the point that enemies do get past the enemy crit penalty, it can be a problem for him. But, like, if you're using him long term, you probably give him Goddess Icons anyway. Or, like, luck growth boosters.
Daunt also kind of helps cut into that crit rate a little bit because it grants the passive -5 crit to enemies. So Daunt kind of helps a little bit.
But Jacob, it makes these worse against ballistas.
True. Don't worry, his luck growth doesn't matter because I give him the luck boosting item in every playthrough, and now he has 85% skill growth and 45% luck.
I mean, that's my thought process, is people who are using Josef long-term probably want to make use of Despoil, even though it's not his strongest attribute, and as a result of that, his weakness kind of gets mitigated if you're using him long-term. Like, it is, don't get me wrong, it's still investment, but it's investment you're probably giving him anyway. It's not like it's something, like, it benefits him in multiple ways. It helps him tank better, and it helps him do the funny. So, like, it's not a huge downside. I just wanted to mention it, because I feel like whenever there's a tanky unit who has bad luck, I feel like I need to mention that, like, it does hamper the ability to tank. It does.
There is a chance he suddenly untanks for a sec, because the enemy decided to twirl their weapon.
That being said, like, one of the best ways to get around being crit is just to make the enemies deal so little damage that 3 times it is an acceptable loss.
What's really funny is you do get... That's a halberd. Does he live a hit from the halberd?
No.
Okay. I was thinking of something. Oh, you do get an Iron Rune fairly early, and you can get more Iron Runes later, but I find that by the time you get to that point, I have too many things I want to put in people's inventories anyways, that I find it really hard to justify putting in, like, the crit negation item in someone's inventory.
Yeah.
Especially with someone like Josef, because armors get 3 total weapon types after promotion. What weapons they get depends on what kind of armor they were initially. So, like, lances get swords and bows on promo, axes get swords and lances on promo, and so on. So by the time Josef has Longinus, probably a sword, a longbow, maybe another bow if you don't always want to use longbow, that leaves one more slot for, I don't know, an elixir if he's going to tank, an offhand that you get late in the game, maybe another lance besides just Longinus. I find his inventory is a little bit tight to fit an Iron Rune in there.
He's so close to promotion. So, we do have an opportunity to go shopping.
I do like buying some stuff from these shops.
Yeah, because they have some good stuff. The thing is, there's going to be even better stuff very, very soon, so I don't want to spend too much money.
We do still have I believe a Merc just dropped a red gem, so we do have a little bit more money than it seems.
Yeah, so I want to get another pure water, I think.
Ooh, interesting.
Just because it's nice to have. We can get the iron variants in the prep shop, and I don't think we need Nightfall or Thunder, because we did just get a Thunder, and we get, a Nightfall soon as well.
I know we get a Flux next map.
We get another Flux, yeah. We do get another Flux. I think we get a Javelin and a Hand Axe.
I usually pick up one of each.
Just one of each. Because I want to say, I know we have the red gem, but I still want to save a good amount of gold.
Yeah.
And like 1-2 range is nice, but we still have a mostly unbroken hand axe. Well, actually, it's about halfway broken. But we have that. We have the javelin. I I think
it's nice.
I think we have everything we need. Yeah, so let's see.
We did it. We won.
I actually haven't seen Lazarus's new. Oh no, I have seen his new portrait. Yeah. This used to be a meme portrait, John. But now it's completely custom, like all the main characters are. And
it's a pretty cool portrait.
I like it. He looks like a sloppy drunk. Which, like, I guess he's drunk with, like, rage. It looks like the sort of person I picture when I think of Lazarus. And if you look like the sort of person who I picture when I think of a subscriber, then hit the subscribe button. Both to me and to Jacob.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Bye!
See ya!